Hello, English learners. Welcome back to the My English channel, your cozy place to learn easy English and improve your life at the same time. I'm really happy you're here with me again. Maybe today you feel super motivated and ready to go. Or maybe you're lying on your bed right now looking at your to-do list like it's a horror movie, staring back at it thinking, not today. But if you're here listening right now, you already did something strong. You showed up. And that is not small. Because success is not one big heroic moment. It's built in small moments when you're tired, overwhelmed, or want to quit, and you still take one small step forward. That's the strength we want to give you today. A quiet kind of strength that changes your life. Today's topic is how to build a strong mindset for success. And yes, this works for any goal: learning English, losing weight, learning a new skill, saving money, or building confidence. Mindset is how you think and how you talk to yourself. That inner voice can either build you up or break you down. Yesterday I made a small mistake and my brain immediately said, "Wow, you're terrible." My brain can be very dramatic. But then I stopped and asked myself, okay, what's the next small step? Suddenly I felt calmer. That's a strong mindset. Not I'm perfect, but I can bounce back. This is a setback, not the end. I don't need perfect. I need progress. So if you've been feeling stuck, if you hit a wall, or if you keep starting and stopping today, I'll help you get back on track step by step. I'll share 8 simple tools to stay resilient, focused, and moving forward when motivation disappears. Because motivation is like a guest. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't, but discipline lives with you. Before we go deeper, I have one tiny favor. If you enjoy learning with me, please like this episode and subscribe to the channel. It really helps more learners find the English podcast. And leave one simple comment: I'm from, and my goal right now is, I read your comments, and writing them is real English practice for your brain. Quick level note before we begin. Today's episode is B1 level. The English is clear and simple but still meaningful. If you're a strong beginner, stay with me and take it one step at a time. During the episode, I'll highlight useful words and phrases, and at the end we'll do a calm word tour. We'll slow down, breathe, and review key vocabulary with simple examples so it stays in your English. All right, take a deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. If your mind feels heavy today, you're safe here. We'll take this slowly. Start small, but start now. Let's begin. Let's be honest. Life does not care about your perfect plan. You wake up thinking, today I'll study English for 1 hour, and life answers, interesting. Here are 10 new problems. Messages, work, kids, noise, everything. That's why mentally strong people do one simple thing. They expect problems. They're not shocked when something goes wrong. To expect means telling yourself, yeah, this might happen. And because you expected it, you don't give up so easily. So when it happens, you don't freak out. You just handle it. We call these moments setbacks. A setback is a small push backward, not a disaster, just a bump on the path. It's like walking and your foot slips for a second. You feel strange, but you don't stop. You catch your balance, maybe smile and keep going. Imagine someone slipping and saying, that's it, I'll never walk again. That would sound crazy, right? But we do this with English all the time. One bad conversation and we think, my English is terrible. I should quit. I did that once. I was in a cafe and wanted to say, can I have it without sugar? My mind went blank, so I said, no, sweet, please. And guess what? That was still communication. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. That moment wasn't proof I was bad. It was just a setback. Think of English like a workout. When the weight feels heavy, it doesn't mean you're weak forever. It means your muscles are working. Speaking English is the same. When your brain feels slow or you search for words, that's your mind doing push-ups. Every push-up is a rep. Every small conversation is a rep for your confidence. You forget a word, but finish the sentence, that's a rep. You say it in a simpler way instead of staying silent, another rep. New rule: setback equals rep, not failure. When something goes wrong, don't say, I'm terrible. Say, okay, that was 1 rep. The next one will be better. When you think like this, the question changes. It's no longer, why did this happen? It becomes, okay, it happened. How do I bounce back? Everyone falls. Mentally strong people just don't stay on the floor too long. Bounce back is like a ball. You drop it, it hits the ground, and it comes back up. In life, it means that moment was hard, but you recovered and moved again. That hard moment is the struggle. Struggle is when something feels heavy and difficult. In English, it's when the idea is clear in your head but your mouth freezes. I remember understanding a question in class, but my answer came out messy. I wanted to disappear and thought, I can't speak. This isn't for me. That thought was the real problem, not the mistake. A friend told me, you understood the question. That already matters. Next time, say it simpler. So I made one small rule. After a bad moment, I fix one small thing. Think of struggle like fire. Fire can burn you or it can shape you. We call that forge. Fire forges metal and makes it stronger. Hard English moments can forge you too. Here's a simple bounce-back routine. Step 1, notice it. That conversation was hard. Step 2, learn one thing. Next time I'll use an easier sentence. Step 3, do one rep. Say the better sentence later when you're calm. Maybe yesterday you said, I go to the dentist. Later you tell yourself, yesterday I went to the dentist. You repeat it a few times. That's your rep. No drama, no long study session, just one tiny bounce-back step. So, struggle is normal. What actually makes you strong is how fast you come back. But there's something else that can quietly block you. These are small habits that slowly drain your energy, even on good days. Let's talk about energy leaks. Imagine a water bottle with tiny holes. You keep filling it, but it's never full. That's like your mental energy. You try to study and stay strong, but some habits quietly steal your power. The strange thing is, we call these habits normal. They feel harmless, but they drain you. There are 3 big ones: complaining, comfort, and excuses. Complaining is talking about a problem again and again without changing anything. For a moment, it feels good to release it, but it doesn't move you forward. It just makes you more tired. So let's flip it. 1 complaint, 1 action. My listening is weak. Okay, I'll listen to 5 minutes of a podcast every day this week. I forget words. Fine, I'll choose 3 words today and write 1 sentence with each. Then there's that feeling when everything in you says, I don't want to do anything hard today. That's comfort talking. This is the second leak. Comfort is like a soft sofa saying, stay here. Don't try anything scary. Your comfort zone feels safe, but growth doesn't live there. In English, it's watching with subtitles, staying silent, always saying, I'll practice tomorrow. It's like wanting to swim, but never leaving the shallow pool. You're in the water, but not really learning. You don't need to jump into the ocean. Just take tiny steps outside, comfort 1 sentence, 1 comment, 1 short voice note. Then there's that voice saying, I'm too busy. I'm too old. My level is too low. You know it. That's the third leak, excuses. Excuses are fear in disguise. They don't look like fear, but that's what they are. They sound logical, but they protect you from trying. I used to say I can't record my voice. My accent isn't good enough. But honestly, I was just scared people would laugh. Many learners carry this heavy sentence, I'm bad at English. That sentence is harsh. Instead, try, I'm still learning. 1 small word still opens a big door. It says, I'm not stuck. I'm moving. Same situation, but a much kinder feeling inside. When you talk to yourself kindly, excuses lose power. Now we've closed some leaks. Less complaining, less hiding in comfort, fewer excuses, and when your energy stops leaking, you finally have something solid to work with. This is when the next step matters. Not trying harder, but building a small system that supports you daily. Strong people don't wait for motivation. They build systems. A system is just a tiny plan you repeat not once but every day. Like brushing your teeth. You don't brush for hours once a week, you do a little daily. That's a system. For English, it can be simple: after breakfast, 5 minutes listening. After lunch, 2 minutes reading. Before bed, 1 short voice note. Notice the pattern. We connect the habit to things you already do: breakfast, lunch, sleep. This is called habit stacking. I did this with voice notes. Every night after brushing my teeth, I recorded a 30-second message about my day. 30 seconds is tiny, but it's still a rep. Some days I was tired, some days it sounded messy, but I did it anyway, and those small reps added up quietly over time. Some days I didn't like how my voice sounded, but my system stayed the same: brush my teeth, record, then sleep. Simple. And that's the point. Your system should feel light, not heavy. Maybe for you, after making coffee, you listen to 2 minutes of this podcast. After dinner, you write 3 English sentences. Yes, small, repeatable, not dramatic. That's how mental strength and English grow quietly in the background. But even with a good system, some days your emotions will still jump. Your heart races, your hands sweat, your brain says run away, especially when you have to speak. That's where the next skill comes in. You know that moment when someone asks you something in English and your brain just screams inside, you're like, no, no, no. That feeling is pressure. Pressure is when you feel pushed to perform, to be perfect, to answer fast. In those moments, mentally strong people don't act like superheroes. They pause. Think of a pause button on a video. You press it and everything stops for a second. For us, that pause button is one slow breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth, once or twice. When you do that, your body tells your brain, it's okay, we're safe. We can think. You can also use small English phrases to buy time, like, give me a second, let me think, or, that's a good question. These phrases are your shield. They give you a few extra seconds to breathe and find your words. It's like standing in waves. Panic and the wave hits you. Breathe, and you move with it. Your emotions are like waves. They rise, feel big, then fall. They don't stay forever. So next time you feel pressure in English, remember, you don't need to answer instantly. Take a breath, use a phrase, then answer simply. Slow English is still real English. And even when you pause, some conversations will still go badly. There will be mistakes, awkward moments, times you think that was terrible. That's where the next part of mental strength comes in. Many people think I failed, so I am a failure. But those are different things. I failed is one event. I am a failure is an identity. We don't want to tie your whole identity to one bad moment. Instead, we can see failure as data or feedback. Feedback is information. It's a small message saying this didn't work. Try another way. Think of a game. If you lose one level, the game isn't over. It just says try again and shows where you fell. In English, a bad conversation feels the same. You freeze, mix words, or don't understand. Your brain wants a big story, I'm bad. Strong thinking asks, what can I learn? Maybe you notice you always get stuck talking about your job. That's data. Now you know you need a few simple job sentences ready. Or you realize you didn't understand because they spoke fast. Next time you can say, could you say that more slowly? That's data too. So the question isn't did I fail or succeed? It becomes, what did this moment teach me? That question turns bad experiences into small teachers instead of big enemies. And when you collect many small teachers, something changes inside you. You don't break as easily anymore. You start to feel steadier when life throws problems at you. Not perfect, just steady like you have roots. And that leads us to the next idea, becoming that steady person even when everything around you feels loud and noisy. I like to think about it this way. The world is like an ocean, and you can be a leaf or an anchor. A leaf moves wherever the water pushes it. One small wave and it's gone with no control. An anchor is different. It's heavy and calm. The water moves, the wind changes, but the anchor stays. Your attitude can be that anchor. Attitude simply means how you choose to think. Life will always throw surprises, what we call curveballs. A curveball is an unexpected problem. Your meeting changes, your internet drops, someone speaks faster than you expected. You can't control that, but you can control the story in your head. Instead of thinking, why does this always happen to me? You can say, okay, this is annoying, but I can handle one small thing at a time. It's the same with English. Instead of, everyone is better than me, ask, what is one small step I can take today? Maybe that step is speaking one short sentence to a colleague or listening 5 minutes without subtitles. The storm outside is not always your choice, but the anchor inside is. Every time you choose a calmer, kinder sentence in your head, your anchor becomes a little stronger. But there's still one big question. What about those low-energy days, the bad mood days, when you wake up thinking, I don't feel like doing anything today? That's where discipline comes in. We all love motivated days. Music on coffee, ready, let's go. Those days are fun. But mentally strong people don't depend on motivation. They know it comes and goes. Discipline is different. Discipline means you still take a small action even when you don't feel like it. Motivation is a spark, bright but fast. Discipline is adding small pieces of wood to the fire every day. So what do we do on bad days? We don't need a big plan. We need simple tools. First tool, the no-zero rule. No-zero means the day doesn't end with zero English. You're tired, okay. But can you do one tiny thing? One sentence, one short message, 2 minutes of listening while washing dishes. It can be very small, but it's not zero. And not zero keeps the habit alive. Second tool, the 2-minute start. When your brain says, I don't want to, you say, okay, just 2 minutes. 2 minutes listening, reading, or speaking alone. Often, once you start, your brain keeps going. And even if you stop after 2 minutes, it's still a win. You showed up. Third tool, your identity sentence. Identity is how you see yourself. Instead of I'm lazy, say I'm the kind of person who does a small bit every day. For English, I practice even when I'm tired. Or I'm the kind of person who keeps going gently. When you repeat that sentence, your brain starts to believe it, and your actions follow. So now we've connected all the pieces, expecting setbacks, bouncing back, closing energy leaks, building systems, pausing, learning from failure, being an anchor, and using discipline on hard days. In the end, everything comes back to this. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep moving one small step at a time, with a kinder voice in your head and a little English every day. Today, we also used some really important words and phrases to build that strong mindset. And I don't want those words to just pass by and disappear. So let's slow down for a moment and look at a few of them together. Let's do a small word tour. Nothing heavy, just a quiet walk through key words from today so they stay in your English and in your mind. Let's take it slow. Just a few words like we're sitting on a sofa and talking calmly. No stress. Just let the words land. The first word is setback. We use this one many times. A setback is a small step backward when something happens and you feel like you moved back instead of forward. For example, you planned to study English, but you got sick or had a long day at work. That's a setback. It's not the end of the journey. It's just a small pause or step back. We don't make it dramatic. We say, okay, that was a setback, and then we continue. For example, I wanted to study for 1 hour, but I worked late. That was a setback, but I'll try again tomorrow. Or, this bad test score is just a setback, not the end. The second word is rep. Rep is short for repetition. 1 try. 1 round. In the gym, 1 push-up is 1 rep. 10 push-ups are 10 reps. In English, every time you speak, even if it's messy, that's a rep for your confidence. So, instead of saying, I made a mistake, you can say, okay, that was a rep. It feels lighter, right? For example, every time I speak English with my friend, I get 1 more rep. Or, I did 3 reps of my introduction today and I feel more confident. Next word, bounce back. We said it's like a ball. You drop it, it hits the ground, and then it comes back up. In life, bounce back means something bad happened, but you recovered. Maybe you had a bad English conversation in the morning, but in the evening, you still practice a little. That's bouncing back. Not perfect, just standing up again. For example, I was nervous in my first meeting, but I bounced back and did better in the second one. Or the conversation was hard this morning, but I bounced back by recording a short voice note tonight. Next word, comfort zone. Your comfort zone is where you feel safe and relaxed, but you don't grow much. In English, that can mean only watching with subtitles, never speaking, never trying something new. It's like staying in the baby pool. You're in the water, but you won't really learn to swim. We don't hate the comfort zone. We just step out of it sometimes. For example, speaking only my own language is comfortable. That's my comfort zone. Or, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone by talking to people in English. Next phrase, in disguise. If something is in disguise, it's hiding under another face. With excuses, fear is often in disguise. It looks like I'm too busy or I'm too old, but underneath it's fear. Knowing this helps you be kinder to yourself. You're not lazy. You're scared. And scared people can still take small steps. For example, my excuse I'm too busy was really fear in disguise. Or sometimes laziness is just tiredness in disguise. I need rest, not guilt. Last word today, discipline. Discipline means doing a small, important thing even when you don't feel like it. Maybe you're tired, but you still listen to English for 2 minutes. That's discipline. Motivation is a quick spark. Discipline is the slow, quiet fire that keeps going every day. You don't need huge discipline, just enough to say, I'll do 1 small thing today. Not 0. That no zero idea is discipline too. Not perfect, not big, just not nothing. For example, I was tired, but discipline helped me listen for 5 minutes. Or discipline means I practice a little every day, not only when I feel motivated. That's our word, tour. You can replay this anytime. You're still learning, and that's the whole point. We're proud of you for listening until the end.